Hi, welcome to the Stockin' It Zombies. I'm Amy, also known as J Nitma.
And I'm Megan, also known as Just Run It. And this is episode 72 of the Stockin' It Zombies. It is March 20th. Good. Yes. I purposely looked at the time today.
Time?
Clock. Calendar. Some sort of, device.
Yep.
Words.
Mm-hmm.
Words. I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing here. Do you see how little I have knit here? I'm trying to
It's
look
a cast
and talk.
on right there.
It is. A cast on in one row.
One row?
I think.
Well, you should be ready. Fly.
Yep.
Fly away.
Fly. How's your week been?
Pretty good. I mean, nothing special.
Yeah.
Took the daughter to gymnastics tonight, and that was a lot of fun. She's really excited for her, we'll call it recital. Gymnastics, they have like a little, they call it the Fighter Classic. And she gets to show her stuff on vault and beam. And I think in their age group it's just like a little launching pad, no actual vault is involved.
Yeah.
But the beam will be an actual beam and lower to the ground.
Fun.
And yeah, she is super duper duper excited about that.
We had a St. Patrick's Day celebration
we
at
did.
your home, where I got my hair done by two little boys.
Those clips are not fun.
They hurt.
They're just like,
part of my scalp came out with it, I think. But they were enjoying themselves, and I was at the right height where they could do it, right there in the chair. And weather's been horrific here in Minnesota. Last year at this time it was like in the 60s. And yeah, it's really icy and cold, and there's like 40 mile per hour. I have trouble with my units of measurement tonight apparently. 40 mile per hour winds, and like it was like a high of like 15 today. It was not pleasant walking to work.
I think all days this week had really cold wind, and it was not happy.
It's only Wednesday.
I know.
It seems like it's been such a long week already with that cold wind.
That's okay. Spring break is a-coming.
It is. Are you
Regardless of what the weather is like, there'll be spring break, and we're going on a small trip. So
Okay.
I'm excited.
We will be out of town, so that week, the first week of April, there will not be a podcast.
Oh,
Mark
okay.
your calendars. I will be in the Kansas City area.
Well, hey, I will be back that week, or Wednesday. Why aren't you there?
Yeah, well, I'll leave the front door open, and you can come sit on my couch and talk to Max, because he'll still be here.
Okay. I know that you might all think that sounds like a good idea. It would not be a good idea.
You would have to, I could, if you could send the files to me, I could produce them down in Kansas City.
Oh, for fun. Are you making plans?
I am, so I'm going to get to see some folks. Some fabulous folks down in Kansas City. Yeah, and then we're going to do all kinds of fun things. Like there's a Legos and Legoland and Hallmark Creativity Center and an aquarium, and we rented a house. Anyway, this is all very interesting for you all, I'm sure.
Wow.
Yeah, well, it's a lot cheaper than getting a hotel room for us and any grandparents.
Oh, okay.
So it's like through a house rental place where
You
you
have
can
to
just
let me know how that goes.
Yeah. Yep. I will.
I've never done anything like that before.
I can't remember what the site is. It's got a lot of vowels. Like XIXO, XIO, I don't remember.
Okay.
YV. My husband did all of the planning.
Okay.
But anywho, so that means next week we will be here, but then the following week we will not.
Wow. When's the last time that happened?
Last year in spring break.
Oh, really?
I believe
Okay.
it was the last time we skipped a podcast. We podcasted over the holidays and over New Year's and Thanksgiving and We made it work. We made it work. All right. So we have a very exciting giveaway.
Yes, let's get to it.
Quit your jabbering about nothing. Max is holding them down so they don't fly away.
Okay.
9 months of knitting.
Wow, that would be a long pregnancy. 90 months.
So there are animals that have that long of a pregnancy, don't they?
They must not feel it as much as we do.
I was ready at the end to not have it be 9 months long. It's not really the 9 months. It's like 10 months.
Yeah. Yes. Especially if you're one of those people who gets instantly ill.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't one of those people, but I know quite a few people who are, and it's like, oh.
It got worse
so
as I got older. Or maybe it was like I was okay with the girl and then the boys were worse. I don't know.
Okay. I don't know. I had the opposite. My boy was smooth sailing. The girl gave me lots of trouble during the pregnancy. The baby was much better. The boy baby.
Huh.
Yeah.
My bigger ones were better. Ellie was kind of a snacker. Anyway, again.
Mental image implanted.
Well, she just wanted to eat all, every couple of hours, and the boys were like tanking up, and then they were okay for a while. All right, so we had a mixed giveaway in that some of them were Twitter mentions and some of them were thread mentions. We had 144 in the thread, and we had 10 tweets.
Wow, tweets.
Tweet. So, and I somehow bollocksed this whole thing up, and I have the first 2 posts, because I posted and then I deleted my post immediately, rather than waiting to delete it. And apparently if you delete a thread and you delete a post and you were the only post in the thread, it auto archives the thread.
Whoops.
Yeah. So lesson learned. But anyway, so that means we had 2 between, sorry, I have a toddler, so we count things in books. Like, there are 5 starfish.
She can't
Let's
just
start them. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 2 books. Random integers between 3 and 155, because 144 and then 10 tweets. And the drum roll please. 32 and 128. So 32 is Big Ash Dog, who has a baby sis who is expecting now and will immediately reap the benefits of these adorable patterns. And she likes the tic-tac-toe leg warmers and maybe a girly version of the Gramps.
Okay.
Totally jealous. Big Ash Dog, Becky from St. Louis, of you getting to knit for your little baby sis who's having a baby. And then that was number 32. The other number, if you do not remember, was 128. And that is Jazzy J Stitches. She has future grandkids. Her sons are 25 and 30. And hopefully in the next 5 years, one of them will get their act together and have a little one to spoil. You sound like my
Somebody
friend.
wants to have grandchildren.
And she could just get started.
Too sweet.
Could totally get started. So this will be a grandma. So a new aunt and a grandma. So congratulations. Yeah, that was Becky and Janet. Contact us.
Woohoo!
Do you want to send out both? You want me to send out one? You send out one?
I don't know. Do you have padded envelopes? I ran out of padded envelopes.
I don't have padded envelopes either. We'll investigate.
Yeah.
Contact me.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, contact Megan.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And thank you all who Twitter entered. That was exciting for me to see those come in.
Yay.
Yay. So, I heard or saw / know that you have a very exciting FO.
Oh, yes.
if you were my kids, I would tell you to just wait till I get to the end of this row.
Can't do that.
Yes.
Wait too
Oh,
long.
you're gonna need me. Oh, you're so going to need me.
So let's give them the front.
The full frontal?
Yeah, the full frontal.
Woohoo! Yep, here, and then we'll yeah, it just keeps on going. Pull that out of your pocket.
So this is my color of Fection, and this is out of Sun Valley Yarns. Let's see, what'd she call it?
MCS, is it? It's just MCS.
Yeah, it's the Merino Cashmere Silk base. There's no base name. And
all your base are
out of Dijon is the top color, and then Woodside Gold is the middle one, and olive is the bottom color.
I think that it matches my sweater perfectly, and that it should be mine.
We would have to take that up with Jeanette,
okay,
because it is not mine either.
I agree with you. The edge is a little taut here for having yarned over, and it looks really stretchy. But yeah, the garter stretches so much.
Yes.
And this is kind of on the bias, right, compared to the...
Well, yeah, and again, if this was a regular fabric, it wouldn't seem like it was that much tighter than the rest of it.
Yeah.
But since it is...
drapey and wonderful.
Yay! So I have woven in the ends, but since I haven't blocked it yet, they are not trimmed. And I find that that is, I don't know, it just helps me, because I just think like if I pull, then I'm gonna lose a little bit of my weaving in, like to keep it all. So just wrapping this up.
You had to feel pretty good to get that done.
I might try to okay this with Jeanette to wear it the night before I give it to her, because we are going to be somewhere and
we'll be schmoozing.
We'll be schmoozing, and I will probably want to be wearing
next month.
I know. Yarn Over next month. Woohoo! If anybody's going to Yarn Over, we are excited.
Yes.
We will only be in AM classes, and then we'll probably have the ability to hang out over lunch and a little bit of afternoon market, but then we have to ski battle for somebody's birthday.
My unphotogenic middle child that I never take pictures of, according to Susan.
He exists.
He does, and he's a hellraiser. I think.
Full of spunk.
Sassafras and sassafras and vinegar, I believe is what I would say.
Earlier we were saying, and I don't know, I've heard too many other people say this. Ta-dun!
Ta-dun! Dun, 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 dun.
So,
yes. Gotta love it.
Whoop whoop. And that would be my only finished object. And everything else suffered while I was finishing this up.
No, it didn't suffer. It just didn't get as much love.
Yeah. You can kind of see it over here, especially on the edges on this side, that there's a little bit of ripple in the fabric, and the top is tight. But I'm going to block it, and it will be beautimous. It is already so very pretty.
I didn't overly block mine. I just laid it out.
And
is that what you're saying? Or are you going to actually pin?
We'll see how it does once it's wet. I'm going to wet block it. So I'll wet it and put it down and see how it does. Because there's this bump on where you start the shawl that I want to make sure straightens out. So okay, that is all.
That is all. That's not that all. That's
right.
It's fantastic about. That is fantastic. Okay, so if you haven't noticed, I'm wearing my Autumn's End. It is out of Road to China Light. This is patterned by Alana Decos. I would live in this if I could. Like, it's just got a cami on underneath it, so it's about as close to Nikes as I will be seen in public with it on. But like, I could wear it around with just like a sports bra underneath it at home. It is so nice. It's just so nice. I thought I loved it before I blocked it, and now I'm just head over heels with it. Like, so in love with this garment.
Mm-hmm.
Told Amy and a few other people that after I blocked it, the body didn't stretch out all that much, but the arms did quite a bit.
Whoops.
Yeah. And I don't know. It's nice to be able to have my thumbs covered up if I get cold. But ultimately, if I just zhuzh a little bit and bring up the shoulders so that my cami under here isn't showing, they're a reasonable length.
Mm-hmm.
I heavily modified this because I don't think that'll surprise anybody because I heavily modify everything. I wanted the sleeves to be longer and I wanted the body to be longer. So I went up to the next size on the body, and then I increased the arms because they were getting a little tight on my guns here. That'll make a good still shot for somebody. And so I increased to a bigger size on these and made them longer as well. And I'm so smart, I figured out that, I'd be matching at the same place, and then when you join them together, and well, the pattern's written such that you offset this by putting extra stitches on the underarm, and so I was in the exact wrong place for the pattern repeat. Like, I couldn't do the decreases like she wanted them on the armhole, so I kind of had to freestyle it. So like head forehead there, follow the directions. Maybe don't think that you're so smart. Maybe the designer actually knows what they're talking about. So I don't think it looks bad. I mean, I followed the motif, and in fact, instead of just physically doing decreases over here for the raglan, I didn't increase to offset the decreases in the pattern. And so it's not as a defined line as if I had done decreases over here by the armpit, but I think it looks okay.
It does. I like it.
The leaves aren't like offset and the pattern interrupted in any way. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. I love it.
Cool.
The Road to China Light has worn well thus far. I was kind of worried. I've had some more of these ephemeral yarns that you wash them and all of a sudden they just disintegrated on you. They felt, or they pill, or I don't know what you would say they do. They shed, and then they're not, the garment isn't robust as it once was because there's places where pieces came out, right? And the yarn is thinner than it started out as.
Yeah, I can't think of exact names of yarns that have done that to me, but you're right. You know, like,
oh, it's really soft. It's wonderful to knit.
Yarns.
It's what, and then all of a sudden it's just like, where did it go? It disintegrated into the nothing. But yeah, and then the leaves kind of still have before I blocked it, and I didn't aggressively block it, I just put the wet garment on me, which, by the way, alpaca and camel I think smells worse than alpaca wet. Just so you know, don't get your camels wet. They were very defined, right? Like the increases we recessed, and the leaves were very defined. In blocking it, which was just basically laying it out after I put it on my body to make sure that it was big enough in the areas where I was worried about it not being big, like in the armholes and whatever. They lay down flat now, and they look fantastic. The picture of the pattern had a nice little round leaf like this on it. Made me happy that my leaves look like the nice little round leaf, and I just walk around petting myself. And then I have another FO that I finished, but it doesn't have the ends woven in. I finished my Partying It Up socks out of the Twisted Limon.
Cool.
Yes. So these are going to a very special lady, and I didn't leave the bias out of, I didn't take the bias out of the upper part, because she has mentioned that she kind of has cankles to me. And I did both of them toe up because I thought I liked them being matchy-matchy. And then with these, I tried out my heel again that I did with my other ones that I really liked. And in wearing them, the one that has the less slack I do like.
Okay.
So I replicated that in both of these. Basically, I don't like the way Afterthought heels fit my heel So I wanted to be able to do a heel that didn't interrupt the striping pattern on the front. So it's a gusset heel that just uses the one needle to make the gusset. And then when I got up here, I broke the yarn so that and got it back to where I started the heel on the end of the red.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I was joining back in and working the front needle, I just joined back a brown. So the back, the striping is interrupted, but the front is uninterrupted. These are like reverse mullet socks because the back is all business and the front is where the party's at. So, but yes, those were fun to knit, and it's kind of a sock paradox for me because when I'm knitting socks for myself, they kind of slog, and I'm not really all that interested in finishing them. But apparently, when I knit socks for other people,
They go fast.
They go fast. I'm like, let's get these done.
Cool.
And yeah, I have been really bad about I'm segueing into the works in progress now.
Okay.
Been really bad about the mystery KL. I haven't worked on either of my shawls with Clue 3. And I think the reasoning is, hear me out. Love the pattern, want to knit it, want to finish it.
I too am shamed. I have
Was
not.
that you covering your eyes, or was it just our bright lights?
No, it was me in shame. I too have not worked on Clue 3.
And it's not a bad clue.
No.
It's cute, and I love it, and I wish that I had worked on it, but I think ultimately for me, it was about I wanted to work on things that would A, get my works in progress count down, which the mystery KAL won't, and B, I can be monogamous with, right? So I was like, I can work on this and this alone, and I can finish it up, and my works in progress will get down. I can work on this and this alone, and I can finish it up, and it will get my works in progress down. So yeah, these are my March self-stripies, by the way. I'm caught up. Woo. So yeah.
So my excuse is that I was working on my color Fection. I finally got it done. And that was just last night. So I was working on these socks on the bus today because otherwise the Clue 3 has the chart and I can't do that on the bus. And then I thought, okay, well, I do have until Friday. Oh,
they release
wait.
Thursday night.
So one day. I have one day. I have tomorrow. I could at least get started on the Clue and...
Yes, we feel like we're making excuses, but we are.
We are. Yeah.
Life's too short to knit something that I don't know. Right now, I'm like way shawled out. Like,
yeah,
shawls and me are like on a TO, a timeout. So, and you just finished up an epic shawl. So
yeah, and then once I finish the graphic infection, I think that shawls are dead to me for a few months. There's so many beautiful shawls that I want to knit, but after the color affection and the graphic infection, none.
Lots of infection.
Affection and
infection. There we go.
Lots of fection.
I think we may have just stumbled upon the episode. Lots of fection.
So I have my socks in progress. It took me a while. I had already started them once and didn't put enough stitches around. Why would you do that? Don't know. So I had to rip it out and start again.
The yarn was so nice, you wanted to knit it twice.
Yeah, there you go.
And that is...
This is Dancing Dog Dye Works, the Flying Monkey colorway. It's a BFL twist is the base. And I, again, am still enjoying it. I will continue to enjoy it through the end. I have already picked out my next self-striping yarn and am anxiously awaiting casting that on. I'm not sure what pattern I want to do yet. So
that's up in the air.
Yeah, it's up in the air. It might just be vanillas. I don't know. Something plain.
Yeah. I don't know. I think ultimately patterning on socks is to keep you from getting bored. So I like having some sort of patterning.
Yeah.
On said sock. Like this. Never got bored once. Just got a lace pattern that I easily memorized, and it felt like it flew because I could the I was really interested in it. And this is the first time that I've ever, sorry, I'm segueing back to my FO.
To you.
Did you have something you needed to say, Amy?
I have other works in progress, but go ahead.
No, but ultimately this is the first time I've knit the sleeves and joined them and not worked them the opposite direction. So it was nice that I was like, once I joined, I was like almost done.
This is true.
So I forgot to mention that, and I'm sorry. Go ahead. Works in progress.
One of the benefits of working the sleeves first.
Yes.
So, while my shawl mojo was lacking, my sweater mojo was not.
Woohoo.
So I worked some more length into my front panel.
Mm.
So it's still the same panel.
And what are the...
Oh yeah, I finished all of my decreases, and now this top marker is my increases. So I'm doing shaping. And all the bottom ones are done. So once the bottom ones are done, I usually just take them from the bottom and add them to the top. And then I can count my number of increased stitches or repeats. And as soon as that is done, I should be at the right length to start the armhole shaping. And then it decreases on both sides for a while. So the neck goes in for the V-neck, and then the arms go in for the set-in sleeves. I think they're set in. I know they're pieced. And then that's it. But I did work on this for like at least one solid night and part of another. So it really didn't get that much work. But again, it's very concentrated knitting. I have to have peace and quiet and a chart, and yeah.
So it's not getting any easier.
No, not really. I mean, I could read the pattern or read the stitches in the pattern more, but the starting edge where you are doing the increases and decreases, it isn't written out how you should incorporate that into the pattern. It just says, you know, work these, you know, it tells you how to work the first 3 stitches, and then everything else is like increase or, you know, whatever. But in this pattern, the yarn overs and the knit 2 togethers, you know, that match up to get the same stitch count, aren't necessarily right next to each other.
Yeah.
So if you have a yarn over that's way out over on the edge, and you're like, okay, how much, you know, like you count, and so like some places I decide that, yeah, I need to add that yarn over on the edge, even though it's not technically supposed to go there in the pattern, because I don't have a way to finish it up the other, I don't know.
Yep, you have to do the math to figure out that the to balance out the increases and decreases, and then also incorporate whether or not you're decreasing, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
I hear you. I don't know if that was any more articulate than what you said, but
no, but it again, at the start of each row, or each 10th row, or whenever, no, it's each right side row. Each right side row, you have to do that math and figure out where you're going to place those on that one edge. And then after it turns into a regular repeat that doesn't have the specialness to it, then it's easy. So, I don't know. And again, some sections, you know, lend themselves to easily being manipulated, and others do not. And I have messed it up several times, so I can attest.
I hear you.
And I can see, like, well, I put that yarn over in there, and I don't know, but it's going to be on the side seam.
Mm-hmm.
So you're like, you second guess your decisions and all of it, and that's what frustrates me the most. But I'm still enjoying it. I have no complaints. It's just really,
If anything, it's the enjoyment factor like this, right? It's just
Yeah.
really nice to feel.
yeah, exactly.
Very soft yarn.
It is very good. That was Tempted's Prissy Girl Sport base, just so you know. And then I worked a little bit more.
A lot bit more.
Well, you know, this went so quick because it's worsted weight, and
On St. Patrick's Day, no less.
yeah. And I got to where I'm not ribbing anymore, and I need to be doing increases soon.
Waist increases?
Yes, waist increases. Yeah, already.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah, well, that's a lot of ribbing.
Yeah. So
I'm loving how that's knit.
Yes, it looks very nice. Nice and even, and I'm excited for the fabric it's making, and I cannot wait to see more of it.
Yeah, there's, yeah. I'm looking at the same colorway here.
Yeah.
Like, oh, there's some nice pops of a lighter green coming out.
Yeah.
But not, it's not streaking. You're doing the switching of yarn is doing this, alternating skeins is doing its job.
Yep, it is working out.
Looks beautiful.
So that's another, you know, it's fun, and I want to work on it, and it's going really fast compared to all my other projects, so I'm just kind of like, wee,
worsted,
we love you. But
and that's Miracle Jen.
Yep.
I don't know. I can't remember if you said that.
Yeah, this is the Apple of Megan's Eye, and the 100% merino base.
And the pattern is
Twigs and Willow.
Again, I don't remember.
From Elena Dacos.
It is.
And yeah, the back is the uninteresting portion. I mean, it does have a large amount of ribbing, and it does decrease the ribbing from your hip up to your waist, and then, you know, and that's only got like 5 inches or 5.5 inches of ribbing, and then you go to the flat. I thought about making it longer, but then I just decided I liked the length on the model.
Did you have your moment of reflection?
Yes.
Was I there for your moment of reflection?
Probably not.
Darn
I
could have been like, just a second, Megan. I'm having my moment of reflection.
Another Fection.
Another Fection.
Fection.
Fection. Reflection.
Oh, another flexion. Another action.
Action.
So I love how this is working out, and I will spend at least one more day next week working on it, because that's how much I want to work on it. But I'm disciplining myself to work on this other stuff. One, I need FOs.
Work it, girl.
And two, you know, and again, I don't need FOs. You would understand if I didn't have FOs, but we're having our knit along, and I've been knitting on the Flying Monkey socks for a while now, so I'm trying to get those done so I can move on to a new yarn, new exciting yarn to show. Not new to you, I mean, you've heard of Desert Vista Dye Works before, but I'm excited because it's the first time I'm knitting with it. And yeah, I want to get this sabbatical done. I want this FO so bad. So I have to, you know, spend my evenings doing all that math and fidgeting away with it. But again, you know, spend a couple nights on it here, a couple nights on a different one there, and I'm a happy knitter, and I don't have to worry about it so much.
I'm so much in love with knitting right now. Like, it brings me so much happiness. Like, there's some times where you kind of do it out of duty. Sorry, we just got done rusting Wreck-It Ralph. Duty. Hero's duty. Yeah, her hero's duty. And then right now I'm just loving it, right? Like, I'm looking forward to going home and, you know, finishing the sock, or going home and working on that sleeve, or, you know, I'm just excited about my knitting right now. For
pulling imaginary things out of the air.
No, there was a piece of something. That was not imaginary.
Are you sure? I couldn't see it.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know. All right, so I cast on and have worked a couple rows here on screen. Actually, I had to rip it out and I recast it on because of this thing called gauge that everybody should care about except people like me, apparently. This is the Boardwalk out of Brooklyn Tweed Wool People. It is a layering top with a mitered neck detail by Heidi Kermeyer, because I am all Kermeyer all the time. This was generously gifted to me by Sheep Dreamery back in November, I believe. Yep. And I was thrown off. So if you guys are going to do this, I just wanted to point out to you that the sizing is in finished dimensions, not in what your
bust
measurements are. So I'm like going, wow, 30, 32, 34, 36. And you're supposed to have 2 inches of positive ease. So I'm like, well, maybe I should do the 36. Well, I cast it on and I got an inch into it and I realized the 36 is the finished measurement, not the actual measurement. He already has that positive ease in that measurement. So it was wrong.
So you wanted to knit the 36?
I wanted to knit the 34. The 36 was ginormous.
Okay, but if it said it had to have 2 inches positive ease and you're a 34.
So that's already, but that's...
Are you a 32?
I don't know, but it was ginormous. I've just convinced myself that I was wrong.
Okay.
On air. Because, yeah, the bottom measurement was 16 for the 30. See, that's where I got off. So it says that the finished measurements are 30, but if you look down at the schematic, the front half is a 16. So it's like, no, that's 32. That's not 32. That's 30 with 2 inches of positive ease.
You better check to see if somebody's reported that on the
pattern.
So
I was like, 36 ended up being 38. So I had 4 inches of positive ease. I was like holding it up like this, going like, it wraps all the way around back. Doesn't make... So, yeah. That, and I didn't do a gauge swatch. I was just like trusting that, and I was pretty close. I actually measured my gauge before I ripped it all out. And I think gauge is like 25 stitches for 4 inches, and I have 24 stitches for 4 inches, so really close. I mean, over 4 inches, that's a fourth of a stitch per inch off. Anyway, it was ginormous. The pattern confused me a bit. Look at it at the actual, like, what the half should be, and do your own calculations. Like, will that have 2 inches of positive ease or not? It was confusing to me. I'm sorry if I confused anybody. This is with Marigold Jen. We're having a Marigold Jen KL if you're not familiar with that. And we will be choosing on Sunday the giveaway that I don't have any Marigold Jen and I want to KAL. Some great stories out there, by the way. It's really hard not to just be like, and I will buy you, and I will buy you, and I will buy you, and I will buy you. But alas,
can't do that.
I do not have money to buy Marigold Jen for the world. But I love your stories. I love your faces. Wonderful, wonderful stories out there. So yeah, that is my one and only work in progress that I am currently working on. Got some more stripy socks that I will be working on in short order, and then I'm going to get my Shawl Mojo back and do the Mystery KL.
Okay. Shawl Mojo will return.
It will. I will it. And then acquisitions and enabling. I've actually been really naughty.
Shall we do the one that we share first?
Sure.
We ordered.
I started out being really good, by the way, but then some yarn fell in the other stuff that we got.
So we did a purchase together from Rosie Retro,
who enabled us and are enabling and coupon code.
Yes.
Thread.
And cute little card. So, let's see. Go with what I ordered. I got a stitch marker holder with a little sticker on it that reminds me of Downton Abbey. It's this lady who's very Lady Sybil-like.
And mine is a happy seamstress.
Oh, she's next to a sewing machine.
She's very happy. And I like that these just don't pop off.
Oh yeah, they twist.
They screw, man.
Yeah. They screw. And it just comes with a random assortment of the no snag stitch markers.
And I'm in love with these. I'm in love with a lot of things today, by the way. But my other ones, I have some that have the rings and they aren't no snag, and they are constantly splitting those strands and annoy me to no end. So yeah, I got some pretty bright ones in mine.
Yeah. I got a good assortment.
I like that some of them are clear, the cables, and other ones like this one has lime green. Love the cable that's lime green.
Yeah, mine are mostly purple. And I have some pink, hot pink stems. I don't have any clear ones, but that's alright. Yep. So that will eventually hold all of them because I will show you my other one. Oh, I think that this is the Bathing Beauty series or something. I forget, but it's so cute because it reminds me of like an old-fashioned striped bathing suit.
With the pink strap.
Yep. And it's green with pink. And I love them. They're so, I don't know, cheerful.
Yes.
They remind me of just what she said they do. And we also got,
as a gift from her.
yes, as a very generous gift.
It's fun when somebody watches our pod. I think that the coupon code, it was fun to be like, you watch our podcast and I'm going to support you. And then that she, you know, was like, oh, I love your podcast. I'm going to send you some cute
So got
rainbow stitch
a
markers.
set of rainbow stitch markers.
Yep.
And I heart them very much.
Too. They're going in my little happy seamstress
And then,
screw top.
lucky you.
Yep.
She also sent a prize.
Yep. So I have not opened it. They're all of the packaging was completely adorable. Like
Yes.
all of this, I unwrapped it so we didn't have to sit here and try to unwrap it during the on air. But got a very cute little ribbon and some tissue paper. I don't know what's in there, but I bet it's cute because everything we got was cute.
Yeah.
I also got, and the thing that sold me on these was that she said that they were like little skeins of yarn.
Oh, okay.
I was like, they do look like little skeins of yarn. So she calls them swizzle sticks, I believe is what they are. And while they look pretty snag free too, even though they're the closed ring, like the rings are really well sealed together. But they got a nice handmade flair. I also have been known to use my stitch markers as necklace.
Oh, okay. There
So
you
I thought
go.
that would look cute on a necklace as well.
Cute.
Yeah. I got how many of these? Quite a few. Lots of green.
I like mine. I'm gonna think of Lady Sybil every time I look at this.
They're
The
not
dearly
glass.
departed Lady Sybil. They
They're
look
like-
clay-like.
Yeah, they're glass. So that's
The
nice.
I don't know if anybody's been out there searching, but I found a Downton zombie. It's a cartoon video that's, I forget, you know, like, I want to say like TV Funhouse where it's kind of cut shot. You know, it's not like completely animated. It's more like, here's a still shot, you know, and so they have the, now, spoiler, or not spoiler, I'm going to just say that all the dead characters come back in this little video, and yeah, and then a lot more people are dead at the end, and none of that's spoiling anything for you, but I just thought that that was really fun. And I will think of that.
Look at that zombie. How happy. These kind of look like guitar picks to me. They aren't guitar picks, but they're shaped kind of similar to guitar picks.
Pretty shiny.
Yes, very pretty. These could be earrings.
Very shiny.
I could hook them on my...
Oh, you could. Wow. Right away.
I'm so stylish. I use my stitch markers as jewelry. My husband's
good.
like, noted. Yeah. All I have to do is buy stitch markers. And then she also, I am in love with BFF, or BFL. BFFL is what I'm now calling it. BFFL. She had some in her shop. This is dyed by her. It's Lagoon colorway. So look at those blues and the lime green. How could you not buy it with that lime green in it? And it's BFL Superwash.
I feel so restrained over here with my 2 sets of stitch markers.
Oh, I've got more. Not at this shop, but, and she's got a cute little rosy retro tag on it. It's just all
It's
of her,
very nice. I like
it is. It's, and it's not, you know, it's it's hard to explain. It's not, it feels substantial. It's kind of like your Regia or whatever, right? I mean, it doesn't feel like it's gonna, it feels like it's gonna wear like iron, but yet it's not scratchy. Like it's got a softness to it.
It's got a lot of plies and good twist, I think. Yes. A lot of plies. It looks like it's a lot of plies.
You investigate the plies investigator.
Either that or it's just got a lot of twist.
Either way, that'll help with the wear.
Oh no, it's got a lot. It's a 4-ply. Very nice. 4-ply sock yarn. There you go.
Okay. And then last but certainly not least, from Marin Couture, who is, I just saw that I got a coupon.
From
Jenny from Des Moines, from Iowa.
She won't let me mispronounce it.
Des Moines.
I am from Iowa. I can mispronounce it.
She is an Iowa State supporter. How could you not love her? In this beautiful bag. Came in. This is Kool-Aid dyed. And what would be the perfect colorway name for a Kool-Aid dyed skein of yarn?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Bursting on the scene with the big picture. Oh yeah. So yes, this is oh yeah. It's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, bird brain base. Look at that. It's the greens again. And look, she included a nice little no snag stitch marker. Oh, pretty on the skein. Very pretty. I would put it on my earrings if I didn't already have some wonderful ones on there. But yes, the lime greens and the blues and their juxtapositions have been slaying me lately. And the fact that I can knit this and not worry about that it has nylon in it, all the better.
I'm looking at it going, what is she doing in June? She could come up for a marketplace.
Yes. Oh, yes. It's very soft. I would have to say it's probably one of the softest bases I felt that has 25% nylon. Because, like, compare it to this Twisted Limone. You can definitely feel the nylon in that one. This one, not so much, you know? It's all about relativism, comparing.
Yes. This is very true.
But yes, I love all of the colors in it. I don't like this color green at all, do I?
No.
Not at all. Let's bring the other one out too. Although that one's a lighter green, but it is similar.
They're all in the family.
Yep, let's bring up the works in progress too. Doop, 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 doop. That one's quite a bit darker though. Than that one.
The apple of Megan's eye.
It is the apple of my eye. Anyway, I've been naughty and I've kind of been binging. Like, now I'm like, oh, March is blown. Let's just keep buying. That's what I get for telling myself.
And you have to wait to the end of April. You just have to keep.
Yeah, that's why I got to get all the purchasing in before it becomes April.
Yes.
But these have been onesie skeins. I mean, they're better than going, and I'll buy a sweater quantity there, and I'll buy a... Yes. Quite the problem to have to adhere to my own yarn.
So, I only have one thing, but I do have...
You had your stitch markers.
Well, yes, this is true. But I have quite a few future things in the mail. Or soon to be in the mail.
Out for delivery.
There's one that I haven't paid for yet.
OFD.
But
one of my favorites.
I bought a mystery bat. So this is the Boho Knitter Chick Spins X-Men Spin Along. Post pictures of finished projects by April 30th. Well, we'll see. And then, so I have Magneto, Mystique,
I can see that one.
Wolverine, and Storm. So,
Wolverine's the only one that I'm kind of like,
what?
Wolverine could be a little darker.
Yeah, it's got the browns in there. And I did ask for them well blended, so it might look different on other people's.
How do you take your cocktail? Shake it, not stirred.
Well blended. My bats, I prefer them well blended. And these mostly are, let's see, Bombyx silk, bamboo, merino, and Angelina, and then one of them has tencel in it. So I wasn't sure what to expect. I got the variety because I wanted to see all the colors and get all the colors. And so they're 1 ounce bats, and I'm in love. So I love the idea of this, getting the 4 little bats.
It's fun.
Yeah,
super fun.
It's more fun, I think. And my hope is to try and core spin some of this, but I think that the core that I have is really dark, so it would work really well on the bottom stuff. And you're not supposed to see the core, but you can see the core if you're not very good at it, which I will be when I first do it. Might not work out so well for this storm. So I'm thinking if I'm going to core spin it, I'm definitely starting with Magneto and working my way to the lightest color, so that hopefully I will have perfected techniques by the time I get to the lighter color. But that's what I really want to do, so I can get more yardage out of this. I think you get more yardage with core spun because you're starting with a core and then it's supposed to be on the outside, but maybe you have to do more coverage. And it ends up being thicker. I will definitely get more yardage for the thickness. Whatever. I don't know. I haven't cut core spun. I'm talking out my butt. So, it's going to be either that or I'm just going to start spinning them because I'm going to be impatient. You know, I'm not going to want to learn anything new, and I'm just going to want to go for it.
Yeah,
so
be mindless.
Yep.
Well, not mindless. You always have to be mindful, but more, less mindful, I guess.
More rote. Yes. More something I've done before.
Yep.
So yeah, that was new to me. I did spin some of her fiber, but I hadn't bought it directly from her. I got it from a D-stash. So this was new to get the mystery, you know, not seeing it up front. And I don't know. I'm a fan of the bat kit. It's cute.
To me, I immediately think of like Batman.
Oh,
bat kit. And all of these shops, the Ren Couture and the Retro Rosie and the Boho Knitter Chick, we will link in the show notes so that you can go out and take a look at them and their wares as well.
Yep.
And we'll give away those stitch markers on an upcoming episode. I don't know that we'll start it immediately because we've got Pacific Knits that we're going to be reviewing and giving away here in short order.
Yep.
And we've got the Dancing Dog Dye Works, and yeah, we've got lots of upcoming.
Yeah, nobody wrote me to say how I should give away the Dancing Dog Dye Works.
Phoebekins replied on Plurk that it should be pictures of dogs actually dancing.
That's pretty good.
And she just got a new puppy, so or a new dog. So
I see.
Yeah, it's self-serving.
So yeah, just get them shaking their groove thing.
Yeah. Shake your groove thing, shake your groove thing.
Yeah.
Show them how we do it now. All right, we've gotten the lyrical part in.
Sure.
I didn't have anything else. Retreat news.
Retreat news. She's curious.
Yep.
Gotta make it happen.
I am. It's pretty easy. You just go to www.zombieknitapocalypse.com and you can see said things. And if you've gone to it enough, your browser fills it in for you, so you just start typing zombie and it goes. Retreat tees are available through Sunday, April 14th, and they're shipping the first week of May. See?
Okay. Good thing you looked.
I didn't want to cause any. Yep, and please submit your response to teach a breakout session by March 31st. So I knew I had a little bit of runway. Next week will be the last time we'll podcast before that. Retreat bags are still available. Excursion signups are still available. We're in the process of kind of looking at the goodies that are involved in said things. So that's fun. But once the numbers are cemented, we can actually
pull the trigger. Yeah.
91 days, 9 hours, 17 minutes, and 40 seconds until Zombie Apocalypse.
Awesome.
And go out and check out the marketplace vendors. That's always fun. I like looking at their little banners and clicking on them. And is it June yet?
Yeah. The weather this week has had me saying that more than anything.
It's like, yes.
Can we have some nice weather, please?
Por favor. That is it. I don't think that we need to take any more of your time. Thank you for joining us this week.
Bye.
Bye, Ufta.